Hello and welcome. This is going to be a kind of a one-off video, really. It's really going to be about the Spyderco Military. If you haven't already, go check out my Military versus Paramilitary 2 video, which kind of goes hand in hand with this one. But basically, it's my appreciation of this knife. It really is one of the most comfortable knives I own. It's got a huge blade and a nice lock. But like many of you fellow military owners, I do wish that they would upgrade this knife. And the reason why is because of the Paramilitary 2. It's one of my favourite knives in my collection, the Paramilitary 2. And I just know that Sal and his son and the team are working heavily over there in America to try and upgrade the military. I just know they have to. It's a predictable evolution of a knife. The thing that strikes me as odd is the military must be a very, very good seller for them still after all these years. But when they brought out the Paramilitary, there are a couple of things that were off. I think you could only really hold it comfortably or well with your finger in the finger choil. The spidey hole wasn't as big, the torque screws were smaller, the lanyard hole was smaller. I think you could only carry it one way. The blade I think was shorter or longer, I can't remember, but either way, they brought out the Paramilitary 2 within a couple of years, and it was a huge improvement. You could carry it your normal grip, you could choke up on it, all of the hardware was better, much larger lanyard hole, 4-way pocket clip carry, things like that. They brought out this knife, the upgrade to this knife, very quickly, and it's not a complaint, by all means. Please do not take it as a complaint, by all means. The military, they haven't done that. They haven't given it the same kind of treatment as the Paramilitary 2. I'm not sure why. Maybe the Paramilitary 2, they thought it was a more of an everyday carry cutting task kind of knife, rather than a huge, almost defensive weapon capability knife. And maybe the Paramilitary and Paramilitary 2 sold a lot. I'd love to see the stats if they actually sell more of the Paramilitary 2s than the militaries. I would garner that they do, only based on the fact that when I look for Paramilitary 2s, a lot of them are out of stock. They're even out of stock in all the different flavours and colours on Spyderco's official website. That might be a reason. But if you gave this the same treatment as you did with the Paramilitary 2 to the military, it would sell. It really would sell. And this is another point of my debate, or my talking points really, is that if you... I don't understand how you can keep coming out with, 150 to 250 pound knives in Damascus with really nice scales, or different scales and things, and just different changes to knives, or even like the one-offs, like the Cali 3 with the super blue blade steel that you only make a limited number of. I don't understand how you can do those unless you put a huge chunk of money aside for them. But yet we still haven't got a huge upgrade to the military, which, let's face it, will sell more than the sprint runs. Yes, the sprint runs are kind of guaranteed sellers, no matter what you design or make, because they're limited, and people love limited things, not only for themselves, but I'm sure there are many people that will buy 2 or 3 and sell them on, which is fine. I mean, they can do that. However, the military, I just feel that it's such a nice knife, and Spyderco, they do like this knife as well, because they brought it out with the black DLC coated blade and the titanium handle scales. I don't see a Paramilitary 2 with titanium handle scales. could be a thing that they could do. With the blade steel as well, CPM S30V, very good workhorse steel, very good. However, if you're going to do the upgrade, to really hit the nail in the coffin, so to speak, would be to have a nail on the head, not in the coffin. What am I talking about? Would be to upgrade the steel. It doesn't have to be a huge upgrade. Could be S35V or maybe S90V, but it could just be a bit of an upgrade. And can you just imagine it with a compression lock? That huge chunk of blade with a compression lock. I mean, that's just the small blade, obviously, and it's not so much the disengaging of the blade's lock. It's not so much that. It's also the deployment as well. That can be deployed quite quick, and so can the para, but the para is just slightly quicker and it's smoother. That's what it is, it's smoother, because it's not having to fight against this ball detent on the liner. And also, I don't really like having the kind of jimping, jaggedy texture there either. I'm not really a huge fan of it. I much prefer the smooth contours of the Paramilitary 2 there. Much prefer it. You don't really need jimping there. Yeah, you do on the choil, but there we go. This isn't really a versus video, like I say. This is just a upgrade the military video. That's what I'm getting at, because the blade shape is just incredible on the military. The jimping is good, but if it had the compression lock, as you can see there, it would. You could have some more jimping where you put your thumb on, and it's already a very, very comfortable knife, but having some jimping exactly where your thumb rests, like it does on the Paramilitary 2, just there, it's made for the jimping and the texture there. It really is. Yeah, you could upgrade the Torx, and having a 4-way pocket clip is a no-brainer. A larger lanyard hole wouldn't look more out of place than it does on the Paramilitary 2. The pocket clip, yeah, it would have to be the satin finish as well. Where you make it, of course you'd have to make it in gold and in Colorado, of course. And yeah, you would have to skeletonize the liners heavily, like you did in the Paramilitary 2. But anyway, we can all hope and dream that they are busy working away, trying to upgrade the military in the same way they upgraded the Paramilitary to the Paramilitary 2. And if they did, it would be very, very successful. Anyway, if you have agreed with me on any of the points, or you think I'm just talking a load of rubbish, or trash as you call it, please put it down below. And once again, I thank you for joining me today. Please do comment, rate and subscribe, and take care.